Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, I did this video. LeBron is upset, and it seemed to upset a lot of people. I don't know why I'm getting all of this discord. Well, we know why. The truth always burns. Right before we were going to go live, my whole PC shut down. Like everything just started a whole reboot system. I had to go in there and delete all type of cookie, all kind of spam just so we can go live. We supposed to have been live 10 minutes ago. We were ready to go live. And right before I hit the button, it's like they jumped the gun too quick. And I'm glad they did it that fast so that we'll be able to give you this video uninterrupted, hopefully, because they think they've stopped the video. Wow. That's what we're up against. So that's why we ask you guys to make sure you guys sign up, become a member, become a Patreon member. I don't care if it's free member or whatever. So you can get notifications. You'll be completely notified when they start playing these industry games that they play, because they don't want the truth to come out, because they don't like what the truth says. Now, when I told people that he was upset with NBC, and I told you about Jenny Storms and how they're going, LeBron's got his media people doing their hit pieces, and NBC got their pieces too. Oh, you don't want to play with them, LeBron. And when you see this pop up, you start seeing a whole lot of developments going. Harry said, can we let LeBron and Klutch rest, please? Oh, I would love to, but ain't that why you're here? You're here, though. If you wanted it to rest, you wouldn't even be here. I'm reporting on the human drama. That's my job. Now, here is the situation. See, NBC is real slick. They are real slick, buddy. So what they did when LeBron started doing all this, I'm a pout. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do this and that. NBC Sports highlighted something that no one or people forgotten about. It was in the past, present tense, whatever. They had forgotten about it. They haven't thought about this. But what happens? They go ahead and re-upload NBC Sports, bring up a 2017 report. What is it? July 31st of 2017. The NBA investigates whether LeBron James owns shares of Klutch Sports Agency, something that is illegal for an active player to do. And this was brought up again by, as you can see the logo in the corner, NBC Sports. Now, why would they put this back into circulation? Why are they doing that? Why would they highlight an old report and boost it in the search engines? They want you to find it. They want you to talk about it. They want this to be front and center for a reason. You guys got to pay attention to the signs, man. I'm telling you, I know how this business works. I know what they do. So when LeBron starts playing his little industry game with everything, they know how to play back. When LeBron tried to do that with Jenny Buss and the Lakers, they knew how to play back. saying, oh, the Lakers are considering trading LeBron James. That was them playing with LeBron. It's like, you want to play with us? We'll play with you. I always thought LeBron James was a conflict of interest. How could these high-level lawyers not admit this? They've been catering to LeBron until they want to take him down. That's the situation here. But this is from 2017. The NBA investigated it. Like I told you, when this came out, I did the video. You know I was going to cover that. And I told you, the NBA is never, even if it had LeBron James' signature on the paperwork, the NBA is not going to do anything to punish LeBron James. Are you crazy? They invested in the prick. They're putting him in the finals with Steph, go up against Steph and KD, and they're going to keep making money off of it. There's no way at that time they're going to do anything to LeBron James. But NBC Sports, who now owns the NBA or own a portion of it, they are the ones who seem to have bumped this up to anybody to find. And I'm like, why is a 2017 article being pushed to the top? Now, right, anybody can see the connections. Because LeBron, Klutch Sports, has Sham, that guy Shams, and he would go on the show that's basically the Klutch Sports show where Malika Andrews, Dave McMenamin, and everybody from Klutch Sports is on the show. And then they start running off these, well, you know, Michael Jordan said this, and Michael Jordan is this and that, but Michael Jordan did this, and Michael Jordan wasn't that. And, you know, I think Michael Jordan, you know, maybe in his time, but he just doesn't understand modern medicine and this and that, and you need rest. And then you got Shams in here, who's the new Woj. Woj is getting too old. They said, go on and retire. We got Shams now. Oh, the NBA found nothing wrong in 2017, as I told you they would. But the NBA investigated all these other players that are now under the FBI's investigation. And they want to check it out. And they saying, hey, we found these guys to be guilty. Or we found something to charge them with. Why didn't you? So now, if they're bringing this up, NBC Sports, there must be a problem somewhere. There must be something in the waters. So you don't think Sino is the one that, oh, Sino, you just hate LeBron. You'll do anything to hate on LeBron. And yep, that's what y'all blame me. But all of this is happening right in front of your face. The NBA has investigated and found nothing in every case. So an NBA investigation is not going to do anything. But why would NBC want to bring this up? Why would they want to make this article so easy and accessible? And this article is about 8 years old. From 8 years ago, they want to bring this back up to question so the fans of today could see it. Because I've always told you guys, the FBI is investigating player number 3. I know what they're looking at. NBC Sports know what they're looking at. The NBA know what they're looking at. And LeBron should retire. But it gives more question than anything we've ever known before. Remember, LeBron James, when he did the decision, before there was a Klutch Sports, was pushing to have Michelle Beadle fired from ESPN. LeBron James was also the one that told on a live stream to Richard Jefferson that ESPN can't fire you. You're my friend. They can't fire you. You my friend. Damn. Ain't that's a bold statement to make live. And he was dead serious. They cannot fire you because you are my friend. So Richard Jefferson, who else he got a job there? Kendrick Perkins, plenty of them. And the majority of them are all signed to Klutch Sports. And all of these people that seem to be signed there are some way affiliated in a friendship with LeBron James. So naturally, you would think LeBron James has a lot of influence in this situation. But Rich Paul was opening up the business. Let's hear what Rich had to say.
Understand, it's like, oh, you had LeBron, it should be easy. No, it's actually harder. You know why it's harder? Because we come from a place where there can only be one king. Our environment teaches us to always be competitive. There's no collaboration. There's no communication. There's no connectivity that's there. There's no compounding of anything. So it actually becomes harder. And by the way, I've lost clients because of this. The person next to them feel like they're in competition with me. So no, I'm not even in that space. You're not in competition with me. The position I'm in right now, I could do anything for anybody within reason. And I want to do that. I'm not competing with other agents. I'm not competing with young up and coming people that have a guy that want to be positioned and empowered. I want to empower you, but they're putting out there, oh, well, Rich ain't gonna do this, see for yourself. I don't need the peanut gallery. See for yourself. And if there's a conversation that makes sense, and if it makes business sense, then we can do business. But at the end of the day, it works for me.
It works against you.
It works against you in a lot of ways. Now, in some cases, it does work for you. Don't get me wrong. When you have the talent that we have at our company, you can't deny that. But yet and still, unfortunately, we have to break down the psychological barriers of, I come from it. When I was young, selling candy and pop and beer and wine at my dad's store, some people chose not to patronize with us because in their mind, if I spend my money with Rich, then little Rich get the Jordans. And I don't have them. So God was already preparing me for this position I'm in now. So when I see it, it don't even bother me.
So that was Rich's that was his Rich Paul statement.
I'm not
to the fact that he's got LeBron James. It's supposed to benefit him. So he's saying he's lost clients because of LeBron James. Oh, no, it's the opposite. People don't want to work with me because of LeBron James. And he think it's, because there's only one king. No, they don't want to work with you because they feel they'll be working for LeBron James. Little Rich get the Jordans. And I don't have it. Right. Montrezl Harrell, career is ruined. As Rich convinced this man to take less money to go play elsewhere and help LeBron James. Don't help the Clippers. Get off the Clippers, where you were the sixth man of the year. You give up all of that to go play for less money, and join the Lakers organization where you almost contemplate taking your own life playing with LeBron James. That's crazy. So you're looking at a situation that never got off the ground. Well, this investigation went back and started because of the simple fact that Kyrie Irving was being traded for Eric Bledsoe. And somebody said, no, it was Chris Paul. It wasn't Chris Paul. It was Eric Bledsoe, who was the first client of Klutch Sports. LeBron James was one, and then there was Eric Bledsoe. But before anything could take place, LeBron had to cut ties with his agent. So Eric, I believe, signed first, and then it was LeBron. It was the first two clients of Klutch Sports. So LeBron used to train with Rock Body. That's what I used to call him, because he was like a little stocky rock. Eric Bledsoe reminded me of those guys at the rec center playing ball. But Eric Bledsoe used to go around, and he was involved in a trade for Kyrie Irving. And LeBron and Bledsoe had worked out like every summer. And once it got blown up, when it leaked out, it became a huge problem because Kyrie Irving was shocked that they tried to trade him behind his back. And Phoenix never traded Bledsoe to the Cavs because of this, because it became a problem. Rich Paul was his agent, and he was agent to LeBron, as well as he was to Ben Simmons, Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, John Wall. Now, Rich Paul and LeBron's friends, we all know Rich Paul had zero experience being an agent, going to college, anything of the sort. And they decided that Rich Paul would be the guy to be best to be an agent. So all of this is transpiring. And they decided, the Klutch Sports Group and its clients and the family, no player is as connected to the agency as LeBron James. Hence why people were connecting the dots to Rock Body being involved in the trade, which it was, and the CBA prohibits any player from owning interest in an agency. And it was like, well, LeBron's arrangement seems to cross a lot of lines, because it seems like Rich Paul is the guy that he bosses around and tells what to do at all times. So if you are a superstar client, why would you sign with Rich Paul when it seems like he does LeBron's every bidding? He'll be spending the majority of his time trying to do what's best for LeBron and not for an agency. You don't see an agent really travel lock and step every single place the player was. If David Falk and Michael Jordan was together, it was rare. He wasn't worried about Michael Jordan going anywhere. He had Michael Jordan pretty much locked down. So he didn't have to go with him. So he didn't have to be with Barkley all the time. He didn't have to be around these guys to do what he needed to have done for them. Where Rich Paul seems to have to be present everywhere LeBron James has anything. You rarely see Rich standing beside any of his other clients. So it seems like you're just LeBron's buddy who has a company. And that's cool if you're going to represent LeBron or Bronny and all of that, but you want to be a real agency and be represented by Rich Paul, it's a little different. So Randy Mims, Mav Carter, and if all these guys that were LeBron's buddies come into the play and you're recruiting players, and it seems like majority of them were on the Cavs. Then when LeBron comes on the Los Angeles Lakers, half the players on the team were signed to Klutch Sports. So it seems to be a dynamic that Klutch Sports and LeBron James have their hand in the cookie jar a lot more than what people would want to investigate. Mm-hmm. Oh no, my sports agency group, they would never let me in. Hey, I'll be the Black Ray. I'm the Black Ray Donovan. I'm the fixer, baby. Al Heyman was the same to Floyd Mayweather. Al Heyman was an advisor more than an agent, but you could say that. Al Heyman had his wheels, his hands in all kind of things. He said, ironically, both from Cleveland. Yeah. You know how Al played. Now, Uncle Dennis is Kawhi's advisor. Exactly. And that's why they want to punish him and put him through the ringer. But yet, they're successful. They're doing well. Listening to his Uncle Dennis has been the best thing he's ever done in his life. And they want to punish him for it. His Uncle Dennis said no to the damn Lakers. Best decision he ever made. Anybody playing LeBron and beating him one-on-one is not surprising. Yes, Don Kling is from Cleveland. Him and Al Heyman were best friends. They partnered in the 1980s when the Michael Jackson and went on tour. In 1983, for the Victory Tour, during the whole Pepsi Challenge, they negotiated the contract because Joe Jackson Sr. didn't trust white folks at all with his boys, and definitely was not finna let any white people do anything corrupting his boys and trying to use them and taking advantage. So they got with the brothers, and they had Don King, and Don King had Al Heyman, and both are intellectually smart. Al Heyman graduated from Harvard, a black man graduating from Harvard. Don King, mathematician. He could do math in his head so quick, great with numbers. This is the things they don't tell you about because they don't like to tell you about black excellence. They just say Don King steals from all his fighters. All these Jewish people were doing the same thing. They were doing the same thing and worse, but they want to expose it with Don. Don wasn't stealing. And now they all know Don wasn't really stealing. That was what he was entitled to get. He was the promoter. Oh, I get it now. Now you see all the fighters want to be promoters. I know Black Ray Donovan. That's why I'm here. And they say I don't know anybody. I know the right-hand man to Al Haymon. If I want to know how Al do it, I just call Sam. Al was sick, but he's better now. He had like pneumonia or what they call bronchitis, but he's better now. Matter of fact, let me check.
What's up? What's up?
What's good, Sam? Hey,
What's good?
hey, how's Al doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Okay, okay, good, man. Cause
he was on the web, but he's all right now.
that's good. Okay. That's a blessing.
Okay.
All right, man. So,
hey, Archie Ball. Okay, hey, let me get this ticket straight.
Yeah,
Archie Ball is here.
So you heard it right there. That's the right hand man. That's Sam Watson. That's his right hand man. So you just heard it right there. Al's fine, man. And like I said, they say I don't know anybody. So Al's fine. But one thing is Al don't like to be photographed anyway. So he does not do interviews. So skip that. Oh, Bob Arum, I talk to Bob too. I talk to all the promoters. That's Uncle Bob. We know the game.
Has been forwarded to.
Okay, yeah. So Bob's in his 90s. So Bob Arum goes to sleep about 6 o'clock. So it's hard to get in contact with Bob. He'll have to call you back and make sure everything is everything. So here's the situation, man. Klutch Sports is a part of an organization. John Morant, either they're going to trade John Morant or the coaching staff is going to have to make a decision. They're mad at John Morant and didn't want to play Ja. It was craziest thing you ever seen. Because I was wondering, why was he out the game? When he was in the game, he would seem unattached. So it's a lot of problems going on in Memphis, but that's a whole nother subject. Now, LeBron James' name is back up into the fray, right? So now that they bring in LeBron's name back in bold lights. Oh, Bron did this. Bron is doing that. Oh, I knew Bron couldn't be trusted. I know LeBron James was this and that. We can't trust LeBron. I told y'all about trusting LeBron. Because they've been doing all of these different acts, right? And exposing all of these different traits when it comes to LeBron James and the pinnacle of what he's trying to accomplish, whatever the hell it is, Klutch Sports has been under attack. And now it's in trouble. Because like Jeff Teague saying, Klutch Sports secretly runs the NBA like the mafia. That was huge. Chauncey Billups wearing Klutch Sports hoodie coming out the courthouse. Then in April this year, the sports agent, Mark Tremini, settled his lawsuit against Klutch Sports, Rich Paul, less than a year after those allegations. And he was the guy that did all of the contracts. He was the one. You see, unlike them, white folks go to the lawyers. And he is a lawyer. He's not only an agent, he's a lawyer. And he's from Cleveland. And he was the one that did LeBron James contracts. He the one did the contract in the past. He's the one that God did his deal to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. He negotiated that deal. He negotiated everything for everybody on Klutch. They would thank Mark, and then they would thank mostly Rich Paul. Rich would get all the credit. And Mark didn't care. Mark's like, okay, well, it's Klutch Sports. Just give me my money and we're good. Then they owed him about $2-3 million and wouldn't pay him. Yeah, we all know who his original agent is. His original agent is over there running the Knicks. But see, I knew the Luka deal was coming. See, you got to remember, I'm the only human being on YouTube, that told people it was coming. Yep. They had no idea it was in the works. Everybody's getting more and more brazen with every step of the way. People are becoming more and more standoffish. They're becoming more to the point. They're becoming more combative, if you want to say that's the word. They become more combative to LeBron James' rule over the NBA. And now that they see that the bolts have loosened on the locks of the NBA that he's seen to possess, now you're seeing a change. Now you're seeing people standing up. Now they're not afraid no more. See, I remember Kwame did a video. I think he was commenting on a video I had made with Kendrick Perkins when I was like, I understood why Kendrick Perkins didn't say anything. He wasn't in position to say anything at the time. Kendrick Perkins was not in a position to say anything to anybody because he was on days on his contract. So he wasn't in a position where he was secure. And you got to have your raincoat. And he was like, I don't agree with Cino, man. I think Kendrick Perkins, he shouldn't have let them take his voice. Once you sign that deal and you work for them, you work for the company. That's their network, not yours. Can't say what you want to say on the network. As much as you think you can't. You got to say what the script says. If you go off script, they're going to have a meeting with you. You might get a suspension and everything. You can't go off the script. So when you sign that contract, you don't have a voice. They own your voice until whatever that contract is up says. Unless it's negotiated in your contract, you can say what you want. And you can fight for your right to say what you want to say. So the narratives was going on that, you know, Kendrick Perkins should be able to say that. And I'm like, no, he can't. It's nothing he could do in that situation because he does not have the power to do that at that station at that time. Now he got his raincoat. he got his Negro raincoat, Stephen A. Smith. Now I got me as somebody to back me and protect me that's in this network, and they got my back. So you can't fire me. He gonna make sure I'm protected. So LeBron can't get Kendrick fired. So now he's like, well, I'm just ain't talking to him no more. That's fine. But I got my raincoat. So now he's got his raincoat. And even yelled back at LeBron James on Stephen A. Smith's show on First Take, where they allowed him to go after LeBron. They never would have done that before. Now they feel they can. Well, that's how it works. Oh, you remember this? This is the page you're on right now. Oh, that's the missing man. There's the missing man, Outlaw. Yeah, he took the night off yesterday, didn't he? Wanted me to go live for the whole Knicks game, then didn't show up for the live stream. We get it. Look at that. March 13th of 2021. The Lakers are trying to steal Luka Doncic. I got that news then. Let's see that. People, it's going down, down, down. In my Luka jersey, by the way. They haven't even sent out the link. This game absolutely makes no sense now. Now Rose here today. Everybody here today. Where was y'all at yesterday? I was out, man. I was doing it's a mess. This is crazy. It's not Mark Cuban's real decision. See, really, it's going to be out of Mark Cuban's hands. He's not going to be able to
There's nothing he could do.
That was in 2021. I was in the old house. This is right before I left the crib. This, I have to say, man, is crazy. We already know why they're not sending the videos out. Yeah, man. Oh my God. This is crazy. This is 2021 going into next season. Since like the beginning of the season, the whole summer, this was their move. This was end game. They want Luka to team up with LeBron. So 3 years ago. Oh, they're saying like no one's gonna say anything about it now. The whole All-Star weekend, they were dropping little hints, like trying to talk to Luka, putting birds in his ear. Not LeBron. Not saying LeBron did this. Not saying LeBron was doing this. I'm saying they're using other people who have contacts with the Lakers. Other former Laker players who are not actively in the league. Dropping nuggets to Luka and his team. About joining the Los Angeles Lakers. It's crazy. Hit the like button for this, because this is worth all of it. This is worth all the cheese and the enchiladas, baby. As I'm sitting here on the couch with my Luka on, getting ready to watch Luka go against Steph. I hope and pray it don't happen. But don't ever, ever say it can't happen. No one's going to say anything about it now. Oh. Yep. Don't ever say it couldn't happen. And you see it happen. Didn't happen the next season. It happened after the fact. And we knew it 3 years ago when they were trying to steal Luka then. They've been trying to get rid of Anthony Davis. But the thing was, Anthony Davis was hurt. So there was no way they could get it done that it was that wouldn't shock the entire NBA. And it makes sense. It still don't make sense now. Trying to say AD and Luka are equivalent to each other is insane. They stole Luka Doncic for nothing. Luka is a top 5 player, and we knew then. I've been in this house for what, 5 years almost now? So this is right before I moved in 2021. So as you can see, we were all over that. Now, the question is, does LeBron own parts of Klutch Sports? Does he have a stored away equity piece? That is the big question here, because people are saying they said they investigated to see was he a private shareholder into the company. Well, the company wasn't structured right. It wasn't really structured in a way a normal company was, where the shareholders and everybody was in private. It was a crazy moment. But to see NBC Sports bring this back up to the light in the midst of LeBron trying to pout and do all the stuff he's been doing lately, and you're seeing NBC Sports saying LeBron is doing all of this and bringing up this, and I see NBC Sports in the corner, I said, oh, yeah, here we go. NBA investigated where LeBron owns shares of Klutch Sports Agency. When you see that brought back to light by NBC Sports, oh, man, they're playing dirty. They are playing dirty. They is like, you want to play with us, LeBron? We going to show you we the ones to play with. Jenny Storms ain't playing with you, boy. You see? She ain't playing with you, Brian. She don't care about your upset. You better not get her upset. That's what the thing is. You trying to mess up her program? And they just got the NBA back? You sure you want to play? Everybody know what's up. Well, they've ruined the Lakers because they wanted it to be the Klutch Sports Lakers. They didn't want to take certain players if they didn't sign the Klutch Sports.
Feelings about the signing. While half of the fan base celebrated upon hearing the news, the other half of it, most especially Bryant's fan base, didn't accept it well. They are used to Bryant's all-business attitude. LeBron.
You see, that's what they were talking about. It was split. Same thing as I told you. It was split.
James fans. Laker Nation and James fans. But that's what happened on July 2nd, 2018, the day James signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. Laker Nation had mixed feelings about the signing. While half of the fan base celebrated upon hearing the news, the other half of it, most especially Bryant's fan base, didn't accept it well. They are used to Bryant's all-business attitude on the court. They are not used to all the drama that comes along when LeBron James is on your team. They do not want the bad body language on the court, the walking outs in the middle of the game, the fit-in or fit-out tweets directed at a teammate, and the sending of subtle messages or jabs at the GM. It was unthinkable. It was a detonation waiting to happen. It was an awkward union from the beginning. For James, moving to LA as the last stopover of his career was a no-brainer. After leading the Cleveland Cavaliers to its first ever championship in 2016, LeBron no longer needed to stay in Cleveland. His public image was restored from the fallout of the decision. His next goal is to position himself perfectly to continue to grow his brand and business empire beyond his playing years, and what better place to do that than the entertainment capital of the world. Meanwhile, for Lakers management, it made sense to sign James even at the late age of 34. It's what they do. From George Mikan, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Magic Johnson to Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, the Lakers are never short of legendary names. Adding LeBron James to that list just makes perfect sense. Or so they thought. They forgot to include Klutch Sports into the equation, and their unending thirst to be in control of every LeBron James team. From the moment James wore his Laker uniform, accommodations were made for him and Klutch by the organization. James and Maverick Carter suddenly had a say on the overall makeup of the Lakers and how the team should be built. Rich Paul was able to put his Klutch clients to the Lakers roster year after year and were signed to multi-million contracts, even though the majority of them never really made an impact on the team. Randy Mims, the fourth member of the infamous quartet, who had a made-up position previously with the Cleveland Cavaliers, has the same position once again with the Lakers. And most recently, James' son, Bronny James, was drafted using the team's 55th overall pick in this year's NBA draft, even though it is very clear that he is not NBA ready yet, as evidenced by his early play in this year's preseason. Fans and critics alike argued that this was a terrible move by the Lakers, as they picked someone who obviously was not ready for NBA-level play and was only done by the organization to appease his father. The team could have used that pick on a player that can contribute to the team immediately. When James signed in 2018, there was an initial thought that James would be willing to take the Lakers' young nucleus of Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, and Ivica Zubac under his wings and let them grow and mature while competing at the same time. But that wasn't the case. James and his Klutch crew brought his so-called tried and tested formula of getting another superstar or superstars on his team to compete for a championship. In short, making his version of a super team in Los Angeles. The way he did in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And in Cleveland with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. In LA, he has Anthony Davis and later on brought in another MVP caliber type of player in Russell Westbrook. And just like any multiple superstar signings or trades, a team that signed them will be hideously gutted in personnel or future draft capital. By trading for Davis in 2019 and Westbrook in 2021, the Lakers sacrificed young players with huge upside and practically their future. Brandon Ingram is only 27 years old and is averaging 20 to 25 points per game for the New Orleans Pelicans. Josh Hart is now a franchise foundation for a young New York Knicks team that is looking like a consistent playoff contender for years to come. Kyle Kuzma is still 29 years old and is averaging 17 points per game in Washington and was a huge contributor on the 2020 Finals team. 27-year-old Ivica Zubac recently signed a 3-year, $58 million contract extension by becoming a dependable scorer, defender, and rebounder for the LA Clippers. Alex Caruso, a scrappy guard of the Oklahoma City Thunder, who can score and defend well in the perimeter and who can be an X-factor on any team, was let go for tax savings purposes. It is safe to say that had James waited just a little bit and let these players mature and become the players that they are today, the Lakers would have been a consistent playoffs and finals contender. And at the same time, having the young core that they needed to bridge the gap between the now and the future. But he didn't. Not only did the Lakers lose all these young cornerstones, but they also have nothing to supplement them in the future. Because of the Davis and Westbrook trades, the Lakers have given up most of their first-round picks in recent years. The nearest that the Lakers can regain full control of their draft picks starts in 2026, 2027, 2028, and 2029, the years when James was probably in the midst of enjoying his first years in retirement. There's a reason why first-round draft picks are so valuable. It's because weird things always happen in the NBA draft lottery. Despite having the lowest odds, the Orlando Magic won the top overall pick of the 1993 NBA draft with only a 1.52% chance of winning. They then used it to select Chris Webber and later on traded him for Anthony Penny Hardaway to form one of the 1990s emerging dynasties together with Shaquille O'Neal. In 2008, the Chicago Bulls had a 1.7% chance of winning the lottery, but ended up drafting Derrick Rose as their number 1 pick in the 2008 draft. The Atlanta Hawks had only a 3% chance of winning the 2024 lottery, but they jumped from the number 10 position to the top overall selection. The point is, you'll never know where those ping pong balls might go, and a team might be a pick away from acquiring a generational type of player. No one can argue that a team needs to be all in and try everything to win now when you acquire a superstar like LeBron James. In fact, it should be their only move. But with the Lakers' case, they got LeBron at age 34, the age when superstars usually start to show signs of decline. Decline that the stat sheet can never see. The bad body language. The pouting. The slow reactions on defense. The blaming game. Yes, he's still putting up excellent numbers at his current age of 39, but he's also 46th on defensive wins share and 37th on defensive box plus minus. This is the very reason why critics accused him of stat padding while not paying attention to defense and winning anymore. James wasn't the same player from years back who was very good at both ends of the floor. He wasn't the same young player who led the Miami Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers to 8 straight finals appearances that resulted with those teams winning a combined 3 championships out of 8 tries, and the very reason why those teams were willing to sacrifice future assets in exchange for winning immediately. What the Lakers got was a player who was entering the twilight of his career and was already satisfied with what he accomplished and was just coasting on this stage of his career. The dilemma for the Lakers is while they continue to pile up losing seasons after losing seasons, they cannot also map out their future once LeBron retires because they are handicapped by salary cap restraints and have no young players to build the team around. Ever since James got there, the Lakers had only one winning season, which is the bubble season. From 2019 to 2024, they either lost or were swept in the earlier rounds of the playoffs or didn't even qualify at all with James at the helm. And just by looking at the amount of upside, youth, talents, and draft capital that the Lakers wasted and the yearly ridicule they got because of consistent losing, it completely justified what the majority of Laker fans felt about LeBron James signing with their team. Now you couple these with James' incessant demand to every team that he's been on to get everything for the sake of winning now, and you've got yourself the perfect recipe for disaster. When James left the Heat and the Cavs, he left a huge void, especially during the aftermath of his leaving. But they managed to come back in a very strong way in a short period of time. Sure, they drifted away from contention for a little while, but they were able to build up their teams in a short amount of time by having the very thing that is essential in rebuilding and getting out of oblivion: having draft picks and young players. Both teams managed to trade for Jimmy Butler and Donovan Mitchell because of their draft assets and cap flexibility. Bam Adebayo and Darius Garland became all-stars and both signed massive maximum designated rookie extensions the moment they were eligible. Tyler Hero became 6th Man of the Year and has signed his own multi-million-dollar rookie extension. Miami made the NBA Finals in 2020 and 2023 and was a consistent playoffs and finals threat, while the Cavs made back-to-back playoff appearances in 2023 and 2024. On the contrary, the Lakers will have no young core to pick up the mantle once James retires. They can never trust AD to lead the way given his injury history and lack of durability.
That's funny, because see, this is right before the trade. This is right before the trade for Luka, and the new owners took over. As you can see, his injury-prone history, they had to get rid of AD and get rid of him fast, or they'll never be able to trade him for Luka. So while both players were injured, they made a trade. Oh, Clutchy. Klutch is in trouble. I'm telling you, Klutch is in trouble. Yeah, my cousin had a movie he was premiering in. I was sad I missed that one. I would like to have seen it. LeBron needs to retire ASAP. I agree with that. No, it's called the LeBron rules. With Adam Silver sitting back, allowing LeBron to get more manipulation, more control over the league, this would never have happened under the arm of David Stern. That's why when Adam Silver became the commissioner, Klutch Sports was born. This would have never happened in any other fashion. No. Well, this type of poison is going on. As you can see, they've been getting rid of all of the Klutch Sports players, everybody who was in cahoots with LeBron is almost out the league. Like this team is being built around Luka Doncic. It's not being built around LeBron James anymore. So that's the bright spot in what we're seeing today. He says, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. He says, if this is Klutch Sports doing, then it backfired because the Lakers didn't want LeBron no more. Well, that was their thing. It was what LeBron wanted. They were catering to what LeBron James wanted. So when you're catering to what a narcissistic person wants, you're stuck in a back and forth. Oh, without a doubt. You know, when you're faced with when you're faced with the type of dilemmas you're faced with and your initial thoughts are pretty incredible to say the least. LeBron James brought a lot of market value to the Los Angeles Lakers. So I'm not upset that they brought LeBron to the league. It makes business sense. Kobe is leaving. You're going to go through a season with there's no Kobe, no nothing. Then after that season, you're going to be able to have LeBron James. So they basically have a 2-year run where there's no Kobe. Kobe could have went and got another championship. He could have had 6 championships. It just wouldn't have been on the Lakers. See, y'all don't understand that. Kobe could have signed when he retired that year from the Lakers in 2016. He had an opportunity to go into any team he wanted, including the Golden State Warriors. Jenny Buss sat down with him before the beginning of 2016. This is the team that won 72 games. Kobe Bryant would have been on that team. Most of y'all don't even know that this transpired and happened and went down. So I understood them bringing LeBron over. Like when all that stuff of where is LeBron gonna go? That was all the marketing that they were doing. They buying those billboards themselves to try to market. Like everybody's trying to position and they all want LeBron on their team. Philly has put this thing up. Like everybody wants LeBron to come play for their team. It's like, no, he's going to the Lakers. Nobody on the organizations of these other teams are even putting up these billboards. This is part of LeBron's marketing team doing this to try to put attention around LeBron choosing to go to the Lakers. It's like he's only going to the Lakers. Some deal's already damn near done. So, yeah, I was telling all of you, don't fall for it. He's going to LA. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I was telling y'all that from the jump. He's going to the Lakers. It was already in negotiation and wasn't going to happen. So in 2016, Kobe's final year, LeBron had a choice to join the Los Angeles Lakers right after winning the championship. If they'd have lost, he'd have joined the Lakers immediately. He would have left. He wasn't re-signing. He had a contract extension. He could have got out and left. Now, he signed an extension for 2 years because he wanted to try to get a three-peat. He had never gotten a three-peat. He blew it. When last time he had a chance to do it, they got blown out by the Spurs. Kobe got a three-peat. Mike got a three-peat. LeBron, he blew it. Failure comes with LeBron, hand in hand. So now, after all of this, he goes ahead and does something even more crazy. Towards the end of his playing career, his final season, they had dinner. 2016. It was Kobe's last year of his contract. And she says, any team you want to go to, we apologize for forcing you to have to play with this team. She personally was hurt for Kobe because he was injured and kept coming back to play with this team. And she said she felt sorry seeing Kobe, who's playing on a leg and a half, trying to, will himself to play and teaching these young kids the fire, trying to get them to have that passion for winning when they just want to goof off and have fun. And with a personality like Swaggy P, that's just not the kind of person you put Kobe Bryant around. So she apologized to him for that. And when she apologized to Kobe for that, sense of all of it. Pretty much. But when you have a set, no. When you have a set, when you have a set mindset on what you want to do, Kobe Bryant wasn't going to do that. Kobe Bryant wasn't going to do that. And that was just always the play. So going into his final season, Kobe could have went to the Golden State Warriors. He could have went to any team in the NBA. Jenny Buss has already said, like, any team would take you. Like all the winning teams, like the Warriors had just won the championship the year before. And Steve Kerr, he's like, the triangle offense, all the plays that they're running. So it's to integrate you into that team, that would be nothing. Kobe was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And he was going to try to give it a go. And as the season was going through, and they asked him again, did he want to get traded? He just said, nah, I'm gonna retire. He's like, I'm getting the hint. Y'all not finna extend me. Y'all not finna extend my contract. So he got the hint the Lakers are not going to extend him. And like, this is it. And he was like, I tried to, but he's like, I'm trying so hard not to suck. And right now I'm sucking it up. And I'll never want to get to this point where I suck and I can't do what I want to do on the court. It's time for me to go. It's time to lead a game. I'm not going to come up here and not be able to perform. And his body just wasn't moving the same. It wasn't working for him the way he wanted to. So that was it. Kobe Bean decided not to join the Golden State Warriors and retire with the Lakers and go down with the ship. Yeah, that was Kobe's words. He's like, I've tried hard not to suck. And I suck right now. Yeah, that's what he said. And I'm trying everything not to suck. That's his exact words. Kobe, see, that's the thing he's never going to do is lie to himself. See, you're used to a guy like LeBron who lies to himself. He'll be 0 for 19. My wrist was, I injured my wrist. I just didn't want to make an excuse. And that's why I didn't want to put a brace on it or nothing. But, yeah, I fell on it the other day. Tried to catch myself, and it's sore a little bit. Yeah, the trainers, they all know about it. But I tried to tough it out. And, I just didn't have it today. So I'm going to try to ice it down. Hope I do better. They get swept. Oh, yeah, I broke my hand in game one. But you played every game. You didn't wince not once. You didn't. Yeah, I was pretty much dead after that. First game one, I hit the blackboard when we got in there, and I broke my hand. And that's why I got this cast on right now after we got swept. So, got my cast ready, and I'm out. So that was the last time you saw that guy exit. because he's a loser. Oh, I'm watching the Pistons and Mavs. You know that. Should cease from asking me silly questions.
This week has not been a great one for LeBron James. One night before the season starts, it's revealed that his former Lakers teammate Russell Westbrook grew tired of his, quote, fake act, according to NBA writer Yaron Weitzman's new book. This, in Westbrook's view, was who LeBron was, and he was done putting up with it. Though their relationship began on a high note, it quickly fractured, according to the book. It didn't help that the Lakers failed to meet expectations during Westbrook's 18 months with the team from 2021 to 2023, and Russell was the one shouldering much of the blame. The Athletic article goes on to say, while James appeared to defend his teammates with the media, it felt inauthentic to Westbrook. James's repeated use of the phrase, "let Russ be Russ," with media after games bothered Westbrook. He didn't feel it was genuine because it didn't match the attitude he received behind the scenes. I think nobody understands what that means, Westbrook told reporters in 2021. I think people just say it. After the 2021-22 season, Westbrook was asked about the repeated use of the phrase. That wasn't true, Westbrook said, so let's be honest. The whole thing came to a breaking point early in the 2022-23 season when GM Rob Pelinka invited actor Will Smith to the practice facility as a special guest. James reportedly said, "Y'all got this," and walked out a back door. Anthony Davis soon followed right after him. The team was taken aback. Westbrook asked if they were all leaving. Guard Patrick Beverley insisted the rest of the team had to stay and began arguing with Westbrook, who wondered why Davis and James were exempt from the visit. Head coach Darvin Ham eventually left the room and came back with James and Davis. When Smith arrived, James asked numerous questions about his new movie. The actor's visit is documented with a photo posted to the Lakers' social media accounts in which James is smiling and Westbrook is not. And here is that photo. Clearly not a happy Westbrook. Man, he looks like he could just slap someone in the face. "I hate that fake, you know what," Westbrook later told a teammate, according to Weitzman. "I just can't do it." Well, I guess we now know why Westbrook agreed to sign every jersey after the Kings preseason win over the Lakers this year, except for the Lakers one. Then the Lakers season tipped on Tuesday without James on the floor. He's dealing with sciatica. That's a big deal, and he's out for a considerable amount of time. Plus, the Lakers got smacked by the Warriors at home. Then just 2 days after this, the bomb drops.
Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. This is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years.
LeBron James' name has been dragged into the massive NBA gambling scandal, but I want to make it clear that as of right now, while we're recording this, LeBron is not a part of nor had anything to do directly with the scandal.
For now. And that's what we're going to dive into today. What level of involvement did LeBron potentially have, and is it serious enough that he may have to retire to play baseball for a year? This is Topic Tackle. Let's go. All right, let's pause for a quick shout out to Rakuten, who is not sponsoring this video, by the way. They're just the #1 option for cash back with online shopping. I use Rakuten, whether it's through the website or the app, every time I shop online, and I have a link in the description down below. Now, I'm completely transparent. This is an affiliate link. I will get credit if you go to this link, but most importantly, you will get credit, because when you spend $30, you'll get $30 back. Think about it like this. Okay, let's move on. Jones was a gambler, and LeBron knew this well. So much so that when the Cavs played the Wizards in the opening round of the 2006 playoffs, he reminded Gilbert Arenas of this in the most crucial moment of the game.
He said, if you miss these free throws, you know who's going to win it. What makes it worse is this. So because we gamble at LeBron's house, me, Damon Jones, that was our group. Damon Jones was horrible. Horrible. He was horrible. Horrible at cards. So he owed me money. So I always used to say, every time we played them, I always used to scream out, the landlord's here. The landlord needs his rent money. So I told the coach, hey, anytime you put Damon Jones in, I'm going 1-4 flat. So he stopped playing. So he doesn't even play in game 6. So when he whispers, you know who's gonna hit it, everybody assumed it was him. I knew what he was talking about. And I think the thought went into my head of, they really gonna put Damon Jones in
And let him hit a shot.
and I just missed. Like, it was like I was balling that game. Just hit the 3 to get us in overtime, playing great in overtime, very great battle. And then I see Damon Jones in there stretching, and they really put the man in. And the fact that LeBron even passed him the ball is what hurt the most. like you were really that petty where you would actually give that man the ball. Who does that?
Yep, I get why they call LeBron the petty king. Fast forward to 2009, and Jones had run his course in the NBA. He followed his NBA career with a year in Italy, something he later called a real waste. Eventually, the $22 million in salary that Jones had earned as an NBA player had evaporated due to expensive tastes and gambling. Jones tried twice to file for Chapter 13 bankruptcy in Texas in 2013 and again in 2015, but both cases were dismissed, which means creditors could continue pursuing the debts he owed. But with his connection to LeBron, Jones would eventually get back on his feet and return to Cleveland alongside James in 2014. He was considered a shooting consultant who could theoretically work with any player either on the Cavs or in the G League. Jones joked to a team source, "They asked me for my resume. I went out on the floor and made 8 of 10. I said, there's your expletive resume." Okay. In his first season, Jones begrudgingly accepted a role as an assistant for Cleveland's G League affiliate. By year 2, as Tyronn Lue stepped into the head coaching role for the Cavaliers, he promoted Jones to his staff on the Cavs. Jones coached the Cavs Summer League team in 2017 and told The Athletic, "One thing I've done, I've matured. I'm way more humble than I was." But that sentiment wasn't necessarily echoed by Cavs players. I don't know if there is anybody who likes to listen to his voice more than Damon Jones. Kevin Love told The Athletic in 2018. In March 2018, Jones made news for the wrong reason. Cavs assistant got into a verbal altercation with player J.R. Smith, who threw a bowl of tortilla soup at Jones in irritation. As Tyronn Lue was dismissed as Cleveland's coach in 2019, so was Jones dismissed from the coaching staff. But just a few years later, in 2022, there he was, back by LeBron's side, this time in LA, with a role that, well, no one was really able to describe. He was kind of just around, said one team source. He was a vibes guy, another team source said, in describing Jones as someone well-stocked with outlandish stories, good cigars, and plenty of time on his hands. Okay, so what was this time, you ask? Well, while it was time to help rebound in drills and work with LeBron during pregame shoot-around, it was apparently also time to use his Lakers access to make some cash on the side.
Sources told the Post that Jones sent a message to one of the betting ring members on February 9, 2023, urging him to place a large bet on the Lakers' opponent, the Milwaukee Bucks, because James would be out with an injury that night. Get a big bet on Milwaukee tonight before the information is out, is what the text message read. So the player, whom sources identified as James, didn't play that night after reporting a lower body injury, and the Lakers lost.
Yikes. So in America, we go by innocent until proven guilty, right? And so far, there hasn't been anything reported to suggest that LeBron told Jones to take this action. A league source with the knowledge of the situation told The Athletic that James was unaware that Jones shared information about his playing status. Okay, but the simple fact that James was so closely associated with Jones, the fact that Jones wouldn't have been anywhere near the Lakers that season if not for LeBron, definitely raises suspicion. But look, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. Maybe LeBron was legitimately trying to help the man, give him a sense of purpose after multiple instances of poor decision making over his life. And if that's the case, It's extremely unfortunate and sad that Jones used his connection to James to profit corruptly. But unfortunately, the timeless saying of Scripture, yes, Scripture stands in this case. When it says the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil in 1 Timothy 6:10. Not money itself, but the love of money. So I'm not here to throw stones today, people. While none of us are in Damon Jones' position, there is a lesson we can all learn from his poor decisions. Hopefully, this can help us to consider what we are prioritizing.
Yeah, this could help. Or it could make it worse. Who knows? But one thing we do know is, why is LeBron doing this? So anyway, we out. We're gonna finish up this Piston game. We out of here. Deuce it.